Hello and welcome back to Art Therapy with Jenn. Today I have a cookbook. Not just any cookbook, y'all. We're turning this one into a journal. But before I get more into that, I do want to say this will be a voiceover video. I know some people have feelings about that. So this isn't going to be like a music and watch type of video. This is going to be me talking throughout the video. So if that ain't your thing, I'll see y'all next week. But for everybody else, let's get on into this. So this is a cookbook that I have had for over 15 years. Can y'all guess how many times I've used it? Not a one. But let me tell y'all, because this is a rice cooker cookbook, and I'll tell y'all why I bought it back in the day, because this just brought up so many memories when I was going through and decluttering some stuff in my dining room. I bought this over 15 years ago. It was when I was in the dorms at college, and oh gosh, they weren't like some of these places have really nice dorms nowadays. Like these were the like old school dorms. They hadn't updated them since like the 40s and 50s, concrete walls, no stove, no hot plate, no nothing, all these crazy rules and everything. We had one microwave that was terrible, like it had a turn dial, and it took, like 30 minutes to make ramen water. It was an experience, makes you thankful for a lot of things now. But I ended up, there was all these rules about what we couldn't have, and I found out there was nothing in the rules that says we couldn't have a rice cooker. So they let me kind of get away with it. And I bought this book thinking I was going to make all these fancy things in this rice cooker, which I never did. I just made a whole lot of rice in it. I had no money when I was in college. I worked all the time, pretty much just to, keep up with being able to eat in the dining hall, or just, I had just moved to a big city, and things were a lot more expensive in a big city than where I was from. But anyway, I found out that I could get a whole huge burlap sack of, I want to think it was basmati rice at Sam's Club for less than $10, y'all. And I could live off that for well over a month, probably almost 2 or 3 months. It was wonderful. And when I was getting fancy, I'd put some of those ramen seasoning packets in there. Or if I was real fancy and I had a good payday, I'd go buy some of the beef stew, kind of like the Denny Moore, but the generic store kind that had the beef and potatoes. And I could drizzle some of that on top. It was wonderful. Any of y'all that have lived that college life, y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that just brought back a lot of memories seeing this book, and I realized just how long I had it. So I thought it would be fun to turn it into some type of like chunky journal where I'm just, just like with the journal I had not too long ago that had the pretty kitty on the front from Dollar Tree. It was a very small Dollar Tree, like mini notebook. And I saw this one and the spine looked pretty good on it. And I thought, hey, let's see how thick we can get this one. And I have all these supplies, y'all, that I really need to use up. And now this journal too, I don't know if it would be considered a collage journal, a glue book, an art journal. I have no idea. Y'all know I don't care about terms and stuff like that. I mean, the only reason you'd ever have to care about them is when you're trying to title stuff so people can find you. So people get real hung up on that. I don't care. Just call it whatever you want to call it. Basically, I'm going to be putting a bunch of crap in a book. So, and journaling my little heart out and working out some stress. So that's what it's going to be. But I have all these supplies, y'all. Like I was saying, I was decluttering and going through these cookbooks and things, because Lord knows I work all the time and I don't like ever cook. Like I might cook, other than I do meal prep, other than like a couple times a year. I don't cook. I don't have time. I work all the time, and there's just 2 of us living here, so it just ain't my thing. But at one time I used to cook all the time, so I have all these cookbooks. But anyway, whole nother story, whole nother day. I I know some of y'all know me from my channel I've had for about 5 years, Jenn with the cats, but some of y'all don't. And over there, I've been going on this huge journey of, getting it together, to put it simply. But I had started on YouTube as a bargain haul type person, people that just show what they buy all the time. And there was not a bargain I could pass up. And I was couponing and clearance hunting. And it was so fun when I had a more flexible schedule. And I worked in a retail environment, so it was really easy to do. But I accumulated so much stuff, y'all. And included in that is definitely arts and craft supplies. Like you see here, those papers I'm using from that 6x6 paper pad. I've had that for almost 5 years. And it has just sat on my shelf. And the colors and the patterns, they don't really speak to me in any way how magazine pages do. And for some reason, my weird brain, I think we all have our little quirks when we're journaling, doing arts or crafts or anything. I don't really like to mix a lot of prints like this that are man-made generated prints with magazine. I don't know. My brain is a weird place, but I don't reach for them very much. Then I have a lot of papers that I really love, but I run into the problem of I treat them as too precious and that I don't want to use them. And I'll think, well, no, I need to save this for something, more epic. I can't use it right now. And so it sits for years and years and years and just, on my shelf like a log, doing nothing. So I've just decided we're going to use it. And we're going to, make it have a purpose for me. So this is wonderful to work out stress. It's, very little cleanup. I'm blasting CSI while I'm doing this journaling. And we're just using things up. I also have a ton of washi tape. I was that person that, anytime Dollar Tree got new washi tape, I would buy one of every print. Sometimes 2 of every print. Even if it was prints I wasn't digging that much, I would still buy them just to be able to show them in a video and say, hey, I went to Dollar Tree and I picked this up, and I don't know. And, Michael's would have a good coupon online because I don't have a Michael's store anywhere near me. I live out in the boonies. I think that was part of my problem too. Well, still part of my problem is I want to pick stuff up because I think, well, Lord, I live out here. I'm never going to see this stuff again. And I would order, gosh, and this wasn't even that long ago, not this past Christmas, but the one before. Michael's has those tube of washi tapes that have 8 or 10 in there. And I think they had a 60% off coupon or something. And I went on there and I bought 4 packs. I mean, that's 40 rolls of washi tape. Like this one y'all see me putting on here, that was one of them in one of the packs. And I thought, my goodness, and something these type of journals I'm doing has taught me, there is a lot of dang tape on one roll of washi tape. If you were using these for just planning and things, they would last you a lifetime. I mean, my goodness. And that's great if you're someone that finds a roll that you just love. That is going to last you a long time. I had originally bought all this washi tape because I had all these, delusions of grandeur that I was going to be this pretty planner because, some people have videos on YouTube where they do these wonderful planner layouts, People have the, plum paper, Erin Condren, I forget all the ones that there are, and I thought, I'm going to be one of these people that, has a planner that's just decked out. And I've just come to find out I am not a pretty planner. I do have 2 planners currently, and the fanciest I get with my planner is I may use black, blue, and red ink. Maybe. Most of the time, just black ink or whatever I can reach. Sometimes I just use pencil. I don't do anything fancy. So I have all this washi tape, and I love that I'm finally able to use it up. Now here in the video, we're skipping forward a little bit because I was just, like I say, this type of journaling, I do it when I'm very stressed or I can feel I'm getting in a funk. And I was making these pages, and I got partway through, and I was like, nobody wants to see this. I'm not filming this. I'm not wasting my time filming this. This is dumb. I don't want people to see, you know what I mean? And then, we calmed down, and everything was fine. And I turned the camera back on, and I started playing around with, you see there, I got a bunch of stickers laid out there, and then I found some playing cards. Again, I bought these at the dollar store back in the day. I didn't know what I was going to use them for, but I thought they're cute. I'm going to pick them up. And that's another thing where my whole thinking has changed over the last 2 or 3 years. Instead of picking things up because they're a good deal and just assuming I'm going to have a use for them later, I don't pick stuff up unless I can think of a use for it right now. So that has helped a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, I still have a ton of stuff to work through, as y'all can see there. But we're getting better. And these stickers you see here, I used to get this subscription box from this like indie stationery company called Evil Supply Co. Really loved it. I'm on a very strict budget right now, and as with everything, I was getting more supplies in than I could use up. And then you see me gluing a greeting card there. Oh my gosh, here's another story about me, y'all. So way back years and years ago, years before, probably before YouTube was even a thing, me and my friend Shannon, we would go out, shopping, looking for bargains all the time. Like there's literally nothing else to do where I live. And we would hop over to the big city and go to like Ross and Marshall's and all these places. And I was obsessed with picking up all these packs of greeting cards. They would have all these gorgeous greeting cards. Little did I know this was a prequel to getting into this art journaling stuff. But I would pick up packs and packs, and I still have them. And I've had them for, gosh, it's probably been close to 15 years. So we're using them in this journal. I had a bad thing about saving every single envelope that came along. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. This is purely about me. I have a tiny little house. I work all the time. I don't have that much time to art journal or anything. I don't need all this stuff, and I want to use it. I've saved it for a reason. I need to use it. And I'll try to remember to link down below. I did a whole series on my channel, Jenn with the Cats, where I redid my office in here that y'all see at the beginning of all my art videos. And it was so bad in here, y'all. It was like I had a little trail where I could get to my desk, and I had no desk space. And, that's a reason I didn't make an art channel until just a few months ago. I literally had no place to do art. I just had stuff piled everywhere. And, with me having anxiety and stuff, it made it so much worse. And, so we're still forever working on that. And that's just one of those things. I'm so happy now that I know where all my supplies are, and I can just grab them and get to it. That's another reason too. I know some of y'all have seen my magazine collage, like how I harvest magazines and process them to be used in collage. Gosh, I was looking back at that video of my office, and I had shelves and shelves and shelves of just whole magazines sitting there. And oh no. Now I do have a few, like I maybe keep 10 on hand for doing one magazine challenges, but once I shoot that video, those are processed and they are gone. And I don't know why I got off on this tangent. I guess because this journal is really about using what I have and not just letting it sit there. It's just, when I did the last journal with the cat on the front, a lot of those stickers I used there, they had been sitting in there so long that they were unusable. The glue had rotted on the back of the stickers, which is just insane, because I couldn't think of a way to use them. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I was having a ball with this one, though. I love trying out these different structural things, like with doing a flip out with the playing card, flip outs with the envelopes. I've seen people doing these on YouTube, or like making these chunkier type journals, and I was like, what is this? Like, it didn't resonate with me at all, and I just thought one day I'm gonna try it, and I started with that kitty journal, and it's pretty daggone fun, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Now, I still like, doing my visual stories with magazine and everything, but doing this type of stuff is pretty fun too, especially when you don't want to have to go through a lot of supplies and think or anything. Just do it. Like, if you have a whole pile, and all of us that do arts and crafts do, okay, have a pile of stuff that you bought that you loved at one time and you just ain't into anymore, or you don't know, you got a pile of stuff you don't know what to do with, or it just kind of sits there because you bought it and you like it and you ain't sure what to do with it. Hey, just grab a composition book, or like in this case an old cookbook, or just whatever, and just start using that stuff. If nothing else, it's going to serve a purpose to calm your mind and bring a little bit of joy in that you get to use the stuff. I mean, I have a ton of this stuff, y'all, so we're going to see how thick this this book's gonna get. It may bust halfway through, may have to get the duct tape on it, or who knows. I'm not worried about it, because like I said, this one, we're just trying out things, having fun, and just seeing where it goes. And I've learned that although these things don't tell a story to me, I find a lot of enjoyment in just playing around with the different structures. I find a joy in just the repetitiveness of putting that tape down for backgrounds, putting different papers down, playing around, because I would like to use my scrapbook paper more, but it's not one of my preferred supplies, I guess. I don't know, y'all. I hope I'm making sense. And I wanted to do this one as more of a chatty video, because I try, and some of y'all have picked up on it, each journal I have, I think, kind of has its own vibe or personality. Like with my witchy journal, I always try to find some really cool, like, spooky type music, and different ones. Like with my robot page, I wanted to find synthwave music, and this one, I feel it's kind of a more personal in a way, I guess, and I thought it was good for a chit chat on a voiceover, because I don't do vlogs on this channel except for like the mini shots y'all get at the beginning of my videos that show my cats and stuff. And I think it's nice just to have a chit chat every once in a while, because journaling is a personal thing and all that good business. But thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all next week with another art video. Bye, guys.